What's up guys, it's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. We are in King Arthur's Rise today, and we are taking a deep dive look into one of the best heroes out there. It is the bloody princess who wants to make you believe that she's all sweet and sultry, but you can see because she's all splattered in blood, then in fact she is a destroyer of worlds. Just look at those evil eyes. She is fantastic. Any rate, before I get too distractive, we are looking at Rosia today. Rosia is a bleed damage dealer of note, and you are going to need her when you're going up against the Gorgos boss. You can use her in so many other different areas of the game as well. She's really versatile and got a very interesting story behind her, so I recommend that you do have a read of that blurb. I'm not going to bore you to death myself. Now, I'll start off here. She does have a leader effect which activates in Burning Land. That is where you face Gorgos, and also in Arena as well. And she boosts the attack speed of everyone by 20%, which is awesome. I mean, just getting that increased attack speed means that you don't have to find it elsewhere. She likes the rain, so she gets a benefit when it's raining. I'm not too bothered about the weather, to be honest. Like, some of the heroes, the skills do matter, but I just like the effect that she gets where she increases the attack for her leader effect. Now, Rosia has two passives, and these passives come into play quite a bit as far as her special skills are concerned. So the first one is called Unrestrained Lunacy. At the start of the battle, she gains damage taken to attack up and damage taken to drain for the rest of the battle. So what is drain? That's what had me confused. It says chance to trigger drain for the rest of the battle is 100%. Drain is basically where she attacks the enemy and she steals a percentage of the attack that she's doing and applies it as healing to herself. You can get a drain kit, so drain gear that you can put on her, and that actually does work really well because it means that she heals herself for more HP than she loses, because one of her attacks, she actually has to give up HP in order to do the attack. So I wouldn't say she's a healer, but I would say that the drain thing is kind of good for keeping her around a little bit longer. So moving on to her second passive. This is the Hook of Death, and it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. So she gains Bloody Frenzy for 3 turns when attacking, which is a 100% chance to inflict bleed on an enemy pardon me, for 1 turn. So bleed damage takes a percentage of the enemy's damage each turn, and it's she increases bleed by 2%, it says there. But bleed is cool because it takes a bigger percentage. I feel like bleed sets it up to where the enemy takes more damage from your regular hits, and also it takes off a chunk of the enemy's health every turn, and that really is effective against the Gorgos boss. Now, it says if the target has bleed already, which it likely will when you're going up against her, it increases the duration of all damage over time effects inflicted on enemies by a single turn. So that is where she can really shine with other heroes that inflict damage over time. She's extremely good alongside Anguish because he's got that chill effect as well. So she can just increase the duration. And those are just the passives. Now, in terms of weapons, you will be given Rosia with the nature weapon, or the wind blade. But the one that you really want is this one, the Murderous Flame. Not just because the name sounds cool, but because it is her best weapon. It is by a long way her best weapon, and it's her best weapon because her skill 3 with the Murderous Flame, as you can see, she attacks one enemy 5 times and deals 355% attack to that enemy, which is more than any other single rare hero, and that is why she is such a freaking beast with that Murderous Flame. So I would recommend keeping a strong eye out in the shop every day. See in the relic shop where you can buy it at the summon portal, and just keep an eye out, make sure that you've got enough saved up so that when that flame relic comes along that you're able to grab hold of that. So yeah, by far and away the flame relic is the best one to use, but we're going to have a look at her with the one that you get, because this is more likely the one that you'll have straight away. So 3 skills as we have with every character. The first skill for her is a Taste of Slaughter. She attacks one enemy 3 times, total damage of 57% attack and a 50% chance for the last hit to inflict bleed for 2 turns. So 1 chance, 50% to inflict bleed, and then of course her passives and things like that will start to trigger. Bloody Frenzy could basically trigger off of that. If the target has bleed, you can be increasing the duration of damage over time effects, etc. Skill 2, she attacks a single enemy twice, total damage 174% attack, and then it's a 60% chance for each hit to inflict bleed for 1 turn. So again, you want the target to start bleeding, so you're probably going to want to use skill 2 rather than skill 1 because it's got a bigger chance. And just so you know, you can preset your skills. I'll probably show you that in a moment. Crimson Pond. So this is her skill 3. So she needs to sacrifice 15% of the max HP. She attacks all enemies 2 times, total damage of 230% attack, and a 60% chance for the last hit to inflict bleed for 2 turns. So technically, with where we're going here, skill 2 has the highest chance for her to inflict bleed. So if you're relying on other damage over time heroes, I'd probably use skill 2 more. But skill 3 has a much higher attack, but you need to sacrifice HP to use it. So it's kind of a trade-off between the two. Do you mind whether the bigger attack? You know, it's kind of like 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. So let me show you what she looks like in a battle. So we will go into her favorite zone, which is the restricted area and the power-up dungeon. Specifically Gorgos. Now I'm not a huge way in, I don't really have her leveled up that much, but I can show you guys how effective she is. And in fact, I'm going to drop this dude because I feel like he's pretty crappy actually. And we'll just go with should we go with a full-on? Nah, let's put Morgan in here because Morgan at least has some more useful effects. But as you can see here, this is the team that we're going to go in with. Just so you know, there are some hints here. So if you look at the dungeon strategy info, which is that little sort of gate there, you can see that you want heroes that can inflict damage over time. This is a list of the heroes that inflict damage over time. You want heroes that can remove damage over time, which is why we've got Isolde in there. I've got her here with her fire weapon, but actually her frost weapon, the one that you get her with, is probably better because it takes less vigor to use it. Now there may well come a time when I don't really care, but for now I do. So I'm just going to switch her weapon over to the frost weapon with this. So basically she heals all enemies, but then she removes damage over time as well. Somewhere in here. It might be one of her passives. Anyway, she's able to do that. So I'm going to pop this team in here. Pop her in with... Don't know why I can't change her weapon on this one. Ah, there we go. Ah, there we go. That's a much easier way to do it. Okay, cool. So flame. And then if you just sort of tap on it, then you can switch it over to frost. So let us go in. I just want to show you the mighty Rosia in action. So we will skip over this animation, or shall we? Should we just watch it? I mean, you're probably going to see it about 1,000,000 times as you farm this stage, because this, of course, is where you get all your gold and all your XP potions to level up your heroes in any case. So yeah. So here we go. She gets the bleed damage on him right away. So if I tap over here, you can see damage over time taken is being increased there by 35%. And they're just working on the left arm. You can see how much damage actually is just creeping up on this dude. I mean, they should start to stack now on the top. So you can see there the bleed damage is stacking. So it's going to increase their bleed damage. And then he should just like suddenly take a bunch of damage. There you go. So when that kicks in, and the bleed just keeps on stacking up and up and up with these heroes. So basically what you want to be looking out for is how much little icons here are on the hero. Now, it kind of took me a little while to figure that out. I apologize if you know. So that's the chill. So you see how much damage he's actually taking, and that is all down to this lovely lady Rosia. And you can see also, as that's all happening, Isolde is actually cleansing the bleed damage. I mean, she's cleansing the fire that he's putting on the team. Just so you know, you can actually tap on the heroes here and you can choose which skill to use most. So if I want to use, I've got Rosia set to use her skill 3 now, where you can see it says 1 next to it, but you can just tap any of the other ones and you can choose which skill you want them to prioritize. So yeah, I mean, this is the best way I've found to be able to cut this guy down. And I mean, she's just a beast, man. She's a freaking beast. So yeah, definitely level up Rosia. If you are sleeping on her, don't sleep anymore. She is a freaking brilliant hero. I mean, I've hardly got her past level 50. I haven't awakened her or anything like that. I only discovered how good she was, in fact, just yesterday. But yeah, honestly, if you can take any small piece of advice from this video, it is not to sleep on this lady, because she is freaking bonkers good. Yeah, that's it for today's video. Please do let me know in the comments what you guys think about the lovely Rosia. Do drop us a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, and if you don't want to miss any future content. But until the next time, share it with your mother. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.